Alrighty, welcome back. Got arms today. Should be a good day. Feeling good. We had a good win at indoor last night, so even better. It was a close win, but win nevertheless. Game went well. Slept okay last night. I haven't changed up my cardio routine in the morning. It's just I've changed where I'm doing it now. So that's added a bit of it's thrown a bit of a spanner in the works, but went really well this morning. Feeling good, feeling well fueled. Not looking forward to my next meal being my last meal for the next 3 days, but yeah, we'll see how we go. It should be fine. But yeah, keen to getting a nice solid arm day. That I'm looking forward to. Other than that, there's not much else really. Just really trying to, spam out the cut before I go away. And once this kind of cut finishes, I'm going to try to, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, I might have. I might sometimes just end up repeating the same shit each day or each week, but one thing I did notice going through my fitness pal is, on average, I'm pretty much getting my calories in each day. I'm never usually blasting over it unless something has drastically happened or a once-off. I'm pretty much on my calories each day. Fats is usually under what I'm meant to have, which is always, good. Don't want it to be, too high in fats. Carbs is always kind of here and there. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's not. Depends on the meals as well. Sometimes I could have a really heavy protein day with, breakfast, lunch and dinner. But if the carbs with it are quite heavy as well, then that can also throw things off. So, those kind of go up and down, but to a certain degree, they're never through the roof, I guess you could say. But the one thing I need to try and change, at least for once this fast is done, going from next week onwards, is definitely increasing my protein. That is significantly under what I should be having, because I should be aiming for around the 200 to 250 mark, and at the moment I'm around that 150 mark, so I need to boost it by another 100. So for me, all that means is maybe throwing in like a protein shake at lunch, increasing maybe the amount of shred water I have, because that's got good kind of amount of protein, and always ensuring that I've got probably a good protein source for breakfast. So usually that's like a chicken mince kind of toasty for breakfast. So kind of maybe even doing that, and then maybe like another protein source, something along those lines. But yeah, I think I need to try and boost it up somewhere. So at the same time, I don't want to just be chugging protein shakes all day to try and get my protein in. So I need to try and look at it a different way, because then it's hard as well as, increase, amount of chicken or mince I'm having for lunch, and then suddenly my fats start creeping up, or, maybe the carbs start increasing. So I need to try and adjust it slightly, but I think it should be okay. But just saying, from next week onwards, I just need to really make sure I set myself up well, have, a good amount of kind of protein in each meal, particularly in breakfast. Just start myself off well, make sure I'm chugging down a good amount of shred water each day, because usually I just do a scoop. If you don't know what shred water is, it's essentially just kind of it's like a more kind of soluble protein powder that you just mix with water in kind of like a if you were to do with like Gatorade powder. but it's got good amount of protein and a little bit of carbs. So it's just an easy way to, when you're drinking water throughout your day, to also be, getting a bit of extra protein in. So usually try and have used to have one a day, so maybe I try and boost it up to maybe 2, but yeah, we can see how we go on that front as well. My main thing is I want to try and sort it out within my core diet, than rather having to try and supplement it in like non-natural ways, if that makes sense, because it's going to digest easier. That's nicer as well, because I like to be able to just eat the food and just know that I'm still getting all of my my macros in without having to swallow a pill or do more powders and all that stuff. So if that kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's something for next week. This week at the moment is about doing the complete opposite and having nothing. So yeah, we've got to get through that. Current aim is to go from tonight until Friday night. Today's Tuesday, so Tuesday afternoon for me at the moment. So yeah, goal is to go from tonight until Friday night. If I can really, really power through, ideally I'd want to try and get to Saturday night, because then that's 4 days. But I reckon just as a start, doing it for the first time, I reckon I'll just do 3. I reckon I'll just go through until Friday night. And then yeah, make sure I eat something healthy on that night as well, not binge it out, because then it throws all the calories off, and all your glycogen stores and all that will go fucking shooting through the roof. So it's kind of doing the opposite of what the point of the fast was. So making sure I eat something healthy, probably got a good protein source in, low fats, and not a lot of oils or anything. Just nice way just to kind of get back into the routine again. And then as of, let's say I take it through to Friday night, then as of Saturday, then back on probably slightly lower calories than I was on before. But still, like what I said before, maximising as much protein as possible. So yeah, that's kind of the aim at the moment. But we'll test it all out, see how it goes, and just kind of play around with it. At least play around with the diet once I get off this fast, is what I mean. Not play around with the fast, because there's no playing around with it. It's just don't eat anything and just have black coffee, which I did try kind of for the first time today. Not too bad, but a bit of a interesting one. Yeah, that doesn't taste as nice. Definitely missing the milk, but got to do what you got to do. It's all the sacrifice you got to make. But anyway, I will leave it here for now, and then we'll jump into some arms, get a good arm pump going, try and set us up well for the rest of the week. So yeah, for the meantime, I will leave it here, and I will see you in a sec when we start warming up, probably with some triceps. So I will see you in a bit.
Just what you did to me, mate. I love when they do the double flip. It'll work. Wait on. Do I know you? Shut up. Should I? Oh, I was watching my soccer game like the first 7 hours back. And you get to, you know, finish after you've opened the game, so why would you be Imogen but with a Y.
Get together?
Yeah. No, I'm saying, and then, because she's saying, I was like a smash. Probably left it. I was like, yeah, just oh,
Sam, how you going, mate? No, it wasn't about that. I mean, I was asking you questions about that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was a little bit sort of like skeptical to do it myself, I wasn't sure how to go about it. And I kind of like asked her a few questions, and she was like, yeah, I'm kind of like a bad person to train you, because I kind of like do everything, and like, I wasn't sure because I wanted to do it next week. Well, it wouldn't be next week because I'm still got that to do next week, but I also this Friday.
What do you reckon? Have you done bicep? Do either hammer curls or the... Yeah, I'd hammer curls. Hammer curls, do you reckon you want bar? Do hammer curls, yeah.
Oh, when grab the thing, see if you can like balance it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're loaded. Should have your these ones right here. Which one is taller? Take your own down. I don't know what to say. Oh, wow. And which one is the stairs on the wall? There. Shut off. Oh yeah, no, that's what I said. Where's the motivation to get yourself? Yeah, I saw you. One more.
Alrighty, arms are done. Really good session today. Enjoyed it. Few kind of exercises I just have to kind of get used to. But other than that, I think it went pretty well. Didn't go super crazy, just for kind of, you know, first session doing arms. I tried to load my triceps a bit differently, whereas in the previous program I kind of would load them quite heavy and just try and, you know, press as hard as I could, whereas this time it was a bit more drop the weight down and focus on the movement rather than just trying to move the weight from A to B, which is really good. Got a really good burn, good pump. Like, it's still good enough weight where it's pushing me from like that between reps 8 to 10, but not too low where I can just keep doing the same shit over and over and over. So it's a good happy medium. And then bis, really kind of loading them, because I find it's better just to try and go to failure on bis if you can, obviously without putting your bis at risk of tearing. And for tries, it's a lot more about the actual kind of movement and kind of being very particular and very what's the word for it? Just kind of doing it specifically. Like, it's a very particular movement, or you're doing it kind of consciously, where you actually need to extend your triceps out and really kind of push. And I don't know how to explain it. It's more like I was saying before, you want that happy medium weight where it's pushing you enough, but not so much where you can just keep doing the same movement over and over and over. So yeah, I think this session definitely found a good happy medium. Could probably bump up the weight a little bit for each of those exercises, but over, I think it was pretty on the mark, I reckon. And that bis went well. I changed the overhead triceps, instead of being standing up, kind of moving away, so kind of being able to load the tris a lot more, and really kind of stretching all the way back, if that makes sense. Everything else was normal. Bis was meant to do preacher curls after my standing dumbbell curls, but there's too many people on it, so I skipped that one. And then doing the kind of lat pull down bicep curl, that one was a bit finicky in that I kind of didn't really know what weight I wanted to go to, because I was doing them on the lat pull down machine, doing them kind of single arm, and now I'm doing them double. So I was firstly trying to find, where do I put my hands? So I want them slightly wider, do I want them slightly in, and work down the last set, it's fucking in the middle. And then I was working out weight. The first set was too light, second weight was way too heavy. Well, it wasn't heavy, but it wasn't, it was heavy. It was too heavy in that my form suffered, where I actually felt it more in my back than my bis. Because when I'm doing the movement, all I'm thinking about is my bis and really kind of pulling and kind of curling slightly at the end. I don't want to be curling over the top. I basically just want to be only thinking about my biceps kind of elongating when it's going all the way up, like stretching all the way out, and then when it's coming in, it's just pulling that little short head, just trying to really emphasize that movement. Of course your back's going to slightly come into it, but I find if all I think about is my bis and curling with my bis, then I get a pump there, which is what I want. So I think I found kind of on that last set the kind of perfect-ish weight. I think that one went really well, so I'll probably just stick on that from now on and just slowly build it from there. But definitely a good burner one. But it was meant to be the other way around, so I was meant to actually do that one second last and then cable bis last. But I think regardless of which order I do them in, I think those two exercises are really good exercises to kind of end off on. Like, it's a really good way just to really fatigue and just that last massive pump into my bis. So I think those two would be really good. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Timing similar to before. I think normal arm day on the previous program was about hour 50, so probably around that 40-minute mark, 40 to 50 minutes per muscle. And it is a lot, but I'm trying to give them enough rest, but also hit them frequently enough that I'm kind of, I guess, optimizing or making it as efficient as possible, if that kind of makes sense. Because I don't want to only just do 2 sets of them where it pretty much doesn't feel like I'm hitting the muscle, but then I don't want to be doing 5 where I'm over fatiguing myself, because I want to be able to hit different movements as well, because it's about 4 exercises per muscle. So like tries, there's an overhead stretching movement, there's a pressing movement, there's a pull away movement, so you're kind of getting the 3 big ones in there. Same with buys. I've got standing kind of full range of motion curl, got preachers, which will kind of be another one, but kind of that shorter head. Got cables where I can just go to that kind of medium side, so I can just get more of kind of top and middle bit. Got cable which kind of does both, tiny bit of the top here. I don't know what the muscles are called, I'm not a fucking PT, but you kind of get what I mean. So it's like the kind of ideal is that per muscle, I guess, or like per muscle group for your arms. Sorry, you should only be really needing 3 to 4 exercises each. Like even like for tries, there's 3 heads on the tricep. Each exercise you're doing for tricep should hopefully or ideally target each different head. Same with biceps, obviously it's 2 muscles. That one, as long as you're kind of getting a curl in and then something with a bit of resistance against it, then you're pretty well good. I like doing more of that 3 to 4 exercise range just to get some good variety, but also means it allows me to warm up as well. But for tries, doing single arm tricep pushdowns, warms up my wrist, getting my wrist ready to weight bear, I guess. Gets my elbows, blood flowing into my elbows, so I don't jump into a tricep pushdown or a heavy tricep pushdown and then fuck my elbows up. So it's warming, getting blood flow there. It's also a nice way to warm up the tries as well, and means that I can consciously pump blood into each of my tries on both arms equally. So that way, rather than jumping to an exercise where I might be more dominant on one side, that way I'm definitely kind of emphasizing both, if that makes sense. It's similar to whenever you do something bilaterally, sometimes not intentionally, but sometimes one side might take over, which is fine because it happens, but you do want to make sure that each side is growing, or that it's relative, if that makes sense. So it's like doing when you're doing like barbell bench, if one side is stronger than the other, you can kind of make up for it in a sense. But if you're doing dumbbell, both sides have to work the exact same amount because the weight's the exact same. So if you're not working your left as much, or your left hand side, and it's weaker, then you're just going to have to power through it. You might be that kind of oddball where your right arm shoots up and presses it, and then your left is struggling, and they're like trying to put the weight up. But it doesn't matter, you just have to strengthen both sides. So that's the benefit of doing these kind of single arm, is that it's getting both sides ready, getting a good pump going, everything's flowing, everything's ready to go, so that way one side doesn't dominate when I start doing everything bilaterally, or unilaterally, which one it is. But that's kind of the mindset behind it. It's nice warm up as well, so you know, it's a lot of birds in the kind of one stone, I guess. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I like doing it, so that's kind of the bottom line as well. But a lot of benefits. But anyway, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. The fast starts tomorrow, so by the time you are watching the next video, I will be balls deep into the fast. So let's see how I go and how moody I get. So yeah, very much looking forward to it. Well, looking forward to the first day, and we'll see what happens to the second and third day. But yeah, we'll go from there. But anyway, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. So I will see you then.